So anyways, I know I'm going down a rabbit trail, but I want to tell you how I learned how I could tell stories. So same teacher gives me the strap. I think this might have been before the strap. I actually think it was, because I think the strap was like the last straw. So this was like, check mark number 7 or something. She didn't know what to do with me. She kept like taking away my recesses, making me write lines. Man, I've written so many lines in my life. Like the Bart Simpson? Like I 100% have done that. Like just sat there and wrote like, I will not.
Yeah, exactly. I had that problem in high school. I got in my class every time.
Yes, man. I would just sit there and do that. And so she had enough of me, and so there was a public, I don't know if everyone's school did this, but our school had like a public speaking day, or like an assembly where the whole school would come together. And some kids would do poems, some kids would do stories, some kids would it's like public speaking, I think, whatever, right? And so she told me, well, you have to enter into that, like you have to do that, right? And it was like, for me, that was like nerdy, like not just weird, like weird, right? And then I remember she gave me a book, and it was The Frog Prince, or The Princess Frog. The Frog Prince?
I think the Princess Frog.
I know it has to do with a frog and royalty.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know like what order it goes. Is it the Frog Prince or the Frog Princess Frog and Prince Frog?
I think the frog was the prince.
The frog's the prince, but the princess kisses him.
The princess and the frog.
So is it the princess and the frog?
I don't know.
Or is it the Frog Prince? Because they're both.
Somebody tell us.
They're both accurate. They're both accurate, right? Anyways, she gives me this to read, and I'm like, whatever. I didn't even look at it, right? And because I'm just like, this is so stupid. I'm just gonna go up there. But I had to memorize it. And so I'm like, okay. So the night before, I go to memorize it, and I'm just like, I gotta go tell this dumb story about some dumb frog and some princess, some well. Like, that is so lame. Who cares about that? Like, why would I tell that? I'm like, that's like torture for me. Like, I'm not telling that crap. And so I remember reading it and being like, this is a dumb story. Like, now again, it's like a Hans Christian Andersen, like, it's a really good story, but in my head at the time. So anyway, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna spice this story up a little bit. I'm gonna make it so it's like better. so I just like took liberties, man. I just started like adding stuff in and like making sound effects and like making like doing things like way over the top and just being like silly about it, because I was kind of like making fun of him a little bit. Like I was just like, I'm, you know what? Yeah. They can't tell me what to say when I get up there. Like I'm just gonna do my thing. Like whatever, right? So that's
no rehearsal, no, just straight up to the.
You just go. I mean, like you can do your own homework, but like I was the worst at homework. I still am, right? Ask my boss. and so anyways, and so I'm like, I go and I'm like, okay, I'm reading it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. My mom came home, so my mom worked like crazy. She had her own cleaning business. She would go clean houses, and she was amazing. And she came home. It was like 9 o'clock, and I remember just being like, oh, I'm gonna go tell my mom this story and see what she thinks, right? And I go and tell her, and she's just like fully like just like laughing, like, and I can tell like really laughing. Yeah. And for me, I was always getting in trouble. So to make my mom laugh was like, okay, this like cool. Yeah. She's not yelling at me, like, and so she's like, go do it. And I was like, okay, cool. And so the next day, and there was like, man, there had been 20 kids that went up, and I think I was the second last. And so all these kids went up, and it was just like kid stories. Yeah. Man, some about like a dog getting lost, and and some about like, I don't know, some non-memorable stories, right? And I remember getting up there just being like, all right, this might suck, but whatever. And so I got up there, and dude, something clicked. It's like, man, it's like with some people with engines, or it's like with some people with math or with like whatever. It's just like all of a sudden
It made sense.
it made sense, and I could feel that like the energy of the crowd, and I could feed off of it and like figure out how to like
take the conversation.
like how to like
control it.
and it was just, and so I just started telling this story, and then they just started like giggling at first because no one was laughing. Like it wasn't like a funny before that, right? And so like they started giggling, and I'm like, oh, all right,
It's working.
And then I get to like this part where I like add in this place where the frog's guts get squished out, which I totally didn't happen, but I just like added it and like made sound effects and all that stuff.
Like your version of it.
My version,
Okay.
right? My version.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You read it a few times, you memorized what you needed to.
Yeah, I memorized like the key 5 points. I was like, like he becomes a frog, like the princess, and he's in a well, and she kisses him, some dumb stuff. I don't know, like everyone's happy at the end. And so anyway, and then by the middle, and like people are getting like laughing, and then by like 3/4 to the end, like I can see teachers laughing, and at the end, everyone is just full on laughing. And the more people laugh, the more stuff I just started making up on the spot. And I realized like I can do that. I didn't know that I could do that.
Exactly.
Like that's like, oh, and then just like, it's like I could tell the story, but think
Well, what you're
think
tough
5
on.
things ahead, just to keep it going, right?
Exactly.
So everyone's laughing, everyone's clapping. It's something I'd never experienced in my life. The whole gym, teachers, and I left there, and kids are giving me high fives, and we went for lunch, and then after lunch, they announced the winners because it's a contest, right? They put categories and whatever, and they announced that I was the overall winner, right? Like I was the overall public. And my class just went crazy, and I was just like, for once in my life, I was just like, oh, this is what it feels like to like
Be recognized
and be able to be, and not always it's about the things I can't do.
Exactly.
Oh, you can't do this. Like it was like, oh, I can do something, right? And so, man, I still got in trouble all the time. I made a lot of bad decisions in my life, but there's many different reasons why I was able to become, successful. But one of them was just my love for storytelling, and that's how I learned how to tell stories.